MVP. Congratulations.
Nikola Jokic has broken Shaq, Gilbert Arenas, and the entire NBA community.
I don't like to rain on people's parade, but I'm not happy with this one.
Jokic is probably statistically the worst MVP winner.
SA, what do you think? Should Jokic have won his third most valuable player award?
I don't feel that way. I have a vote. He did not get my vote. My vote went to Shai Gilgeous-Alexander.
Now, Jokic just won his third MVP, joining a group of elite NBA players. But it seems like fans and the media are divided about his greatness. What's going on with all the hate and pleasure in seeing Jokic fail? I dug into Jokic's career, this MVP season, and the countless NBA hot takes to see if there's actually a reason he deserves the hate. And what I found out about him and this NBA narrative will shock you. Here are 3 Hall of Fame centers' single-season playoff stats. Player A, who in 19 games scored 28 points, 12 rebounds, 2 assists, and 2 blocks. Player B, who scored 29 points, 11 rebounds, 4 blocks, and 4 assists. And player C, who scored 30 points, 13 rebounds, 9 assists, and 1 steal. Now, I know the game has drastically changed over the last few decades, so take this next piece with a grain of salt. But these guys have all pretty similar stat lines, except for player C. Player C outperformed both in points, rebounds, assists, and field goal percentage. So any guess who these players are? Player A is Shaq, back in 2002 during his third championship run with Kobe and the Lakers. Player B is Hakeem Olajuwon in 1994, the season he won MVP, Defensive Player of the Year, Finals MVP, and a championship. And player C is Nikola Jokic from 2024. Again, I'm not saying you can directly compare stats from different eras, or that Jokic doesn't deserve some criticism, especially since he lost. But I find it really illuminating to see these numbers in relationship to the narrative surrounding him.
Does
Nikola Jokic not stuff the stat sheet?
Yeah, but not like Shai.
Which makes me think there's something broken with the NBA media. In a crucial Game 5 in Denver, Jokic put up one of the best playoff performances we've seen in years. He scored 40 points, had 16 assists, grabbed 7 rebounds, a block, and a steal. Not to mention, he didn't turn the ball over once. It was pure dominance. Just check out his offensive bag. Here he is with the post work. Fake this way, then that way.
And this is what
Here's a spin move to an N1 layup. And a sidestep 3. All of this on the Defensive Player of the Year, Rudy Gobert, and a team literally built to stop him. After a masterclass like this, surely his greatness was the #1 topic on sports media the next morning.
Look at a 4-time Defensive Player of the Year and that plays the same exact position and say, could you do something about this, just a little bit?
Instead of applauding what Jokic just did, the media went on to blame Gobert, making it seem like what Jokic did was normal or could have been stopped. Imagine if this was Anthony Edwards. What would the NBA community say then? Michael Jordan's son strikes again. He's the next face of the league. But for Nikola Jokic, the praise never comes easy. And it seems like he's more likely to be criticized or dismissed altogether. Remember last year? In 2002, the Nikola hysteria had reached a breaking point.
Nikola Jokic is having his numbers padded? Is that what you're saying?
You heard what the hell I said.
You know, Jokic can win his championship. No one's going to care. Let's just be honest. I'm sorry.
Although he had another historic regular season, the media said he needed to prove himself in the playoffs first before being considered an MVP again. Fair. They say this about all the greats, but they conveniently forgot that Jokic always had spectacular postseason numbers, even through injuries, missing players, and bad teams. Jokic must have finally had enough, because he went on to dominate the Western Conference and beat Miami Heat in the finals. Coming into this season, you'd think the conversation would be different. No more disrespect, no more overlooking him. Nikola Jokic is the best big man of this generation. The players seem to know.
He's strong. He's 7 foot. He's got amazing touch.
But for some reason, in the media, he still garners hate.
When you look at the list of league MVPs over history, I say this with respect to Jokic. historically speaking, he would be the worst one we've had in 35 years.
The real question is, why does the NBA media hate Jokic? Is it because he doesn't have a big personality? Do they think his game is boring? Is he just not marketable to fans? Up until recently, the answer had been all three. First, the NBA is an American league and has always shown a bias towards their American stars. Second, NBA fans want to be entertained on and off the court, so the media caters to players with big personalities who engage with NBA discourse. And third, Nikola Jokic is really not marketable. The media finally found an angle with the whole quote-unquote NBA is a day job narrative, but for Jokic in general, he simply isn't about that life. He's like the modern-day Tim Duncan. He just wants to dominate games, win championships, and be left alone. He doesn't want the fame or the social media limelight. He doesn't want to sell a billion shoes or become a brand. He just wants to play the game he loves and live his life. Who has a problem with that? Well, the NBA media still does, I guess.
But if a healthy Embiid versus a healthy Jokic, I'm taking Embiid. But go ahead.
Now, this is nothing new for Nikola Jokic. He's been overlooked his entire NBA career. In his pre-draft scouting report, one person said he could be a poor man's Diaw and would probably be a 4th or 5th scoring option. Another scout said his defense will likely prevent him from playing 30-plus minutes or ever starting. Then, when he did get drafted, it was during a Taco Bell commercial. He's been a complete no-name that no one thought would amount to anything. Listen to the commentators when he made his first shot in the NBA.
Looking so much forward to has been a joyful experience for the Denver Nuggets. Boy, everybody's hitting shots now.
That guy they seemingly laughed off has completely turned the Nuggets franchise around, giving them their first title in 47 years, spearheading a future dynasty in Denver. He's a 3-time NBA MVP, NBA Finals MVP, and first ballot Hall of Famer.
And Joker and Ant-Man having some discussion right there. Joker didn't like the belts.
Still, with all that success and overcoming the odds over and over again, and despite another amazing individual performance in the playoffs, all the blame for losing in the second round was put on Jokic. We immediately saw the narrative about how the Nuggets have failed to defeat a team over 50 wins in the postseason since Jokic had been there. But has Jokic actually had an easy run through the playoffs? Is he really just lucky and he's just been getting lopsided matchups? I don't think so. The 3 best defensive centers in basketball over the last 3 years have been Rudy Gobert, Bam Adebayo, and Anthony Davis. They are the most feared defenders in the paint in the NBA, unless your name is Nikola Jokic, because just last year, he ran through all of them. In the first round, Jokic faced off against Rudy Gobert. In 5 games, he averaged 26 points, 12 rebounds, and 9 assists per game.
Flips it.
Then in the conference finals, Jokic was defended by Anthony Davis. Once again, he dominated this matchup. 27 points, 14 rebounds, and 11 assists per game.
Murray.
And then, in the finals, Jokic was guarded by Bam Adebayo. In classic Jokic fashion, he elevated his game even more. 30 points, 14 rebounds, and 7 assists.
Murray.
En route to win his first NBA championship, he literally went through the 3 best defenders in his position. Although this year he fell short, Jokic again still dominated his opponents. In the first round, he saw Anthony Davis and again averaged 28 points, 16 rebounds, and 9 assists. Nearly a triple-double. Following Davis, Jokic was guarded again by Rudy Gobert and averaged 29 points, 11 rebounds, and 8 assists per game. It's clear it's not totally Jokic's fault for the Nuggets' disappointing ending. No matter how good of a defender you throw at him, he's going to find a way to dominate the matchup. And regardless to what he does, I think the NBA media will always find a way to belittle his Hall of Fame career. And it's because he doesn't really entertain the media or fans off the court. You'll never catch him on social media. He doesn't give off a larger-than-life persona. Nikola Jokic is a normal guy who's extremely talented at basketball and gets paid very, very well to play. For any fan that can appreciate basketball for the game itself, Jokic is the perfect star. He never shies away from the moment. He respects the game and takes it seriously at all times. He'll definitely go on to become a Hall of Famer and go down as one of the greatest centers to ever play. So, whether the media and casual fans respect him or not, Jokic will continue to terrorize their favorite player and then go on to play with his horses after. And for that reason, maybe we should appreciate just how unique this guy is and start putting him in his own category of success. But let me know what you think in the comments below. Does Nikola Jokic deserve all the hate, or has his personality just broken the NBA media?